everybody, and welcome back to another weird episode of Parallel World Chat, where each of us are from a different parallel world coming together to talk about movies on Earth 1. Today we're going to be talking about Civil War. As always, though, before we get started with our review, let me introduce my other host. Hailing from the backwoods of Woodback Woods, it's the wild and crazy Mr. Bunny Rabbit, the Bunny Rabbit, everybody. Shrimp tacos, everybody, how is it going? Yeah, I'm back for another episode, and today we're gonna be talking about an A24 film. Shrimp tacos do sound pretty good right now, but we're gonna move on to our next host. His name is Larry Fester, and he comes from a parallel world of only old people.
You know, I was actually there when Civil War first began. Because back then I was actually Pharaoh of Egypt, and then the Civil War was happening in America.
Larry, that's not true. That doesn't even make sense. But anyways, moving on. My next host is a cactus who became sentient somehow. I can't even remember the story of how he did that. Anyways, everybody, The Beef.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's me, The Beef. I'm not really a fan of war, but I've also never heard anyone just go, hey, I like war.
And there's a statement I think that we can all agree on. We don't like war. But anyways, we're going to introduce our final host. He's a computer, he went sentient, he's Internet Cool Guy 2. He was once a computer and then he became a human somehow. I don't know, got into a parallel world. Anyways, Internet Cool Guy 2, everybody.
Hello everybody, you're watching Internet Cool Guy 2 and The Beef in the morning with Internet Cool Guy 2 and The Beef, where everything is Internet Cool Guy 2 and The Beef in the morning.
Yes. Internet Cool Guy 2 and The Beef in the morning. We get it. You always tell us. Anyways, today we're going to be reviewing Civil War, a film made by A24 Films, directed by Alex Garland, and it made $122.6 million in the box office.
300 buys you a sandwich. We got ham or cheese.
In Civil War, we follow a bunch of war photographers as they go around and they're trying to get all the way to D.C. to catch up with the president. The president has been making a war going on because he's basically, he's serving more terms than he should. He's breaking the Constitution. He's dividing America. They're all pissed off. Here is Civil War. Though when I first watched the trailer for this movie, I wasn't even sure what they were going to be doing with the whole thing. I thought it was going to be a whole different kind of movie. I did not realize that we were actually going to be following the photographer the entire movie.
You know, one time I made a movie about me and my friends, and we were all photographers as well, too. And we were also traveling across the country to go to D.C. And also Nick Offerman was also the president then, and nobody made a movie from us.
Dude, Larry, that's because that never even happened. You know, you were always lying all the time. You know, we just started this episode, and you've already told 2 lies already.
I don't ever lie.
I don't really get into politics, seeing as I'm a cactus and I really don't have any civil rights. But I did think that the movie was really interesting to see from this war photographer's point of view. You know, it's kind of a life that I never really thought about.
I think that A24 did a fantastic job with this. This is a story that it's very hard to tell, because you're not trying to glorify the war, but you're not also trying to dull it down. I think that the fact that they tried to tell it from the photographer's point of view made the film very interesting. I also don't like getting into politics. That's why I was a little hesitant about making this episode. But you know what? I still felt like we needed to cover it. It's an A24 film. I almost nearly love everything by A24. And, it was very artsy. There's a lot of really good special effects. I thought Kirsten Dunst did a fantastic job. The movie was a complete surprise compared to what I thought the trailer was going to be. Okay, now I know this might be a not so good opinion, but I'm sure other people are thinking it too. But I like to think that the president, Nick Offerman, the movie was trying to compare it to being like Donald Trump.
I know Donald Trump, me and him go way back. A long time ago, maybe last week or something. I was working in the Secret Service.
Dude, you're driving me crazy. You do not know Donald Trump. You were not in the Secret Service. You were not the Pharaoh of Egypt. You didn't do any of these things. Can somebody get this guy out of here?
I'm getting to you.
The guy's got no professionalism. It's his 3rd season. And I'm sitting here all the time with Larry. And he's over here lying and picking on me. And I'm picking on him. And oh my goodness.
Maybe you guys should go on a photography road trip, and maybe you guys should start in California, and then you both go and see the president since Larry knows Donald Trump, and then you can go and see him, and then you guys can figure it all out.
No offense to Beef, but that is a terrible idea.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Quite the sad ending, if you ask me. I thought it was very messed up that Jessie, the character, the young photographer, how she almost basically set up Lee Smith in that one scene at the end when the shooting's going on in the hallways at DC's White House, and then Kirsten Dunst jumps out and gets shot trying to save her, and then here's Jessie just grabbing her camera and being like, boom, shot, 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 getting those photos that she needs.
The movie really did have a lot of sad shots in it. Basically, the entire movie, in a sense, is very, very sad. It's interesting nonetheless, but very sad, because America is divided. Which American are you? That's the question that's in the trailer. And then they're all looking at each other like, what are you talking about? We're all American. And some Americans aren't agreeing with others, so they're killing and hanging them underneath a bridge. I was a little bit confused by the film, because in the end, I watched the movie, I thought it was fun, it was a roller coaster ride, you don't know what's gonna happen, it's like a haunted house. But anyways, I was just trying to figure out, what was the moral of this story? Were they trying to warn me of something? That's one thing I never understood about Earth One. They fight and argue all the time over politics and religion, because everybody's right. Well then, let me ask you this question. If you were in the movie, what would you have done? What would you have done differently? What I would have done is, I probably would have turned off all the power and got rid of the internet and telephones and stuff like that. And in that way, nobody's actually knowing what's going on and they couldn't communicate. So in a weird way, they'd almost just think that everything was fine. But really, it's just like, oh, the power's out, okay. Dude, that is one of the most asinine answers I have ever heard. If you did that, not only would people still figure out what's going on and this is still happening, but so many people would die. Think about all the hospitals and all the power that's going on to save people's lives. I didn't say that I was like a superhero or anything, I'm not trying to save anybody's lives. I'm just a guy over here with some ideas. Dude, you look like a bootleg Iron Man, okay? Can you just shut up?
I think it could have been like one of those Coca-Cola commercials, like those Hands Across America thing. And maybe if everyone just sat down together and talked about it, and maybe they could come up with an understanding.
My little cactus friend, that was the point that they were trying to make. They're trying to say that, hey, there's a lot of different points of view going on. A lot of people are very upset. No one's got the correct answer. So you know what happens? War. If the whole thing was going to be in my hands, you know what I would have done? I would have taken Larry, who said he was working with the Secret Service, and then I would have put some, silicone mask over his head, pushed him out in front of everybody, and be like, hey, it's the fucking guy, come and get him.
That's a lot like Scooby-Doo, how they, take the mask off of the bad guy.
You know what they say, if you're gonna Scooby, you might as well doobie. And that's why you're watching Internet Cool Guy 2 in the Beef in the Morning with Internet Cool Guy 2 in the Beef in the Morning.
I just want you all to know that all of your answers are completely terrible.
I think the movie is actually just about a discussion. It's all about social commentary. There is no actual answer because everyone's gonna have a different point of view.
I think it's really sad that people hurt each other because of differences in their points of view, and it's always a miscommunication, and people get really upset because their feelings are hurt.
Yeah, I think that's irrational behavior. My biggest comparison is the way that Mr. Bunny treats me. Dude, my name is Mr. Bunny Rabbit. Yeah, and I don't care. See, now both me and Mr. Bunny Rabbit are over here having a civil war.
In the movie, it seems that they were fighting over tyranny, cruel and oppressive government or rule.
This is exactly why I didn't want to do this episode. It was getting too political. We're talking about Donald Trump. We're using words like tyranny. We're saying oppression. It's a sticky area here, and I don't want my own civil war with all my own fans out here watching this show. Mr. Kirby, my friend, I think nobody's gonna care that much. We are just a bunch of stupid parallel people talking about Earth One, and, our opinions are just really not that relevant.
Some things you just have to talk about, even though they might be really difficult to talk about them. But, you just have to have a discussion, and then hopefully everyone can find some peace of mind.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay?
Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
Alright, well that's enough of that. Thank you everybody so much for watching another episode of Parallel World Chat Spoiler Reviews. I had a great time talking about this film. It is very much a discussion piece. Be very kind and nice to each other as you try and discuss this movie with your friends or your family. You don't have to start fighting with each other. The movie is just trying to bring up a discussion. What is right? What is wrong? Because the bad guys in this film, other people thought were really right. Ironically, but you as the viewer watching the film, it's almost favoring the idea that this is wrong. So who is right in all of this? Let me know in the comments if you have any opinions. And thank you so much for everyone that has subscribed, watched, liked the channel. We really, really appreciate all the feedback. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time. Peace!